Welcome, my name is Colleen Tauke and I'm a sewing specialist here at Fons & Porter. In this Quilting Quickly tutorial, I'm going to show you how to put together the quilt called Super Strippy. If you look at the quilt behind me, you see all these lovely browns, but then you can see there's a caramel color or a light color of diamonds or squares on point that kind of give you a little bit of a focus. So we're going to show you how to put this quilt together. If you'd like to purchase this pattern, please visit our website. We're using a great collection, and you can go through and find browns, or you can purchase browns or cut 2.5-inch strips of your own. But a collection of browns go from golds into tans into caramels into deep chocolate browns. Don't be afraid to add in plaids or florals. The more, the better. And this is a quilt that uses up strips really efficiently. So from those strips, you're going to be putting together strip sets in groups of 3. And I've just got some pieces here I'll lay out. You would go through your strips and decide which 3 you would like to put together. I've got a gold here that would be fun with a dark chocolate brown. Kind of gives you a kind of a spark when you go to that lightest value within it. So strips of 3 together, and from those you're going to be cutting sections that are 6.5 inches long. So I've got a few already assembled and started cutting. And the fun part about this is that no matter how you put them together, they're all going to get scrambled up in the end. So don't overwork it, but have some fun putting together 3 into groups that you enjoy. Now, I've got these stacked up, and I've got them offset about a 1/4 inch down and layered so that I can cut groups of pieces at once. Because the entire quilt is made up of this type unit, it's going to take quite a few of them. So they need to be 6.5 inches long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. Now if you have uneven edges like here where there's uneven salvages, you would want to overcut, which means to cut maybe a 7-inch piece and then clean up that edge, but mine are pretty much even there. So we've got a chunk there at 6.5, and then just work your way down the strip sets, cutting 6.5-inch units. Now if you're new to quilting and you're uncomfortable cutting through layers like that at once, or maybe your rotary cutter blade isn't quite as sharp, just do one at a time and make yourself a pile of 6.5-inch units that you can work from. Now once you get those created, there are different units within the block, and the diagrams that come along with this will help you out. We also forgot to mention that light caramel color that sets in there. Those squares are also used. They're actually triangles, not actually squares. They look like squares, but we're going to be using squares, creating triangles and bringing them together to make that diamond pattern just in from the outer edge of the quilt. So this is how we do that. It's a diagonal seam method, and we'll use just this one as an example. This is one of the units that you need to create. So we take one of those squares and we mark a diagonal line across the block, and just real light, just enough so that we can see it. We're going to place that square right side together onto the top left-hand corner of the block, and we're going to stitch diagonally corner to corner across. Once you've stitched, you're going to press this open, and once you've got that pressed, then you can come in and take away the excess underneath. I will pull this one back. This one has been stitched and trimmed, the excess taken away. So we need to make 2 that look like this. And when I mean look like this, I mean the strips going in this orientation and a triangle in the upper left-hand corner. We also need to make, remember there's a variety of them and it's all mapped out in your pattern, you need to make 2 that have the stripes going horizontally, and again the triangle in the top right-hand or left-hand corner. This is kind of like a recipe. Now we need to make 2 that have triangles, they're in a stripes going up and down like this, but triangles on 3 corners this time. I'm going to set this next door here so you can see. These have triangles on 3 corners also, but look at the orientation of the block inside. These are horizontal where these are vertical. 2 like this, and these are inside corners, so I'm going to point those out to you in a minute. we need to make 28 blocks that have the horizontal bar like this, but have triangles. These haven't been trimmed yet, but triangles on just the bottoms. And then 28 that have the strips going vertical with blocks next to each other at the bottom of those blocks. Now, it's the orientation of the blocks and those triangles that we created create these. So if I isolate here, you'll see that there's a block there with one triangle on it. There's one over here that has a triangle on it also, on two sides. They come together. So follow your diagrams carefully, making sure that you are finding the ones that go for outside corners, inside corners, and you will then just alternate the blocks within the quilt in a weave pattern, horizontal, vertical, and create Super Strippy. If you'd like to see more of our Quilting Quickly tutorials, please visit our website. Thanks for joining me today.